Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is the Community Pod, and I am your host, Lester Class. Each and every episode is going to be filled with amazing stories from amazing people. You will hear the different journeys people went through, or are still going through, to be able to do what they love. From the failures to the successes and everything in between. This is a place to get to know the person behind their passion, because people only get to see the successes and not what it took to get there. If this is your first time tuning in, please subscribe and leave a review if you love the content. Now finally, I would love to welcome you to the Community Pod. What's going on, everyone? This is the Community Pod. I'm your host, Lester Class, and I got an amazing guest in the building. It's our first ever guest to ever fly out to do the podcast. I got my boy Moneyhardaway in the building.
What up, man?
What's up, man?
Chilling, bro, in New Jersey.
I know, bro.
Ready to go to New York. Ready to have some fun, man.
All right, bro. So we usually just start off with asking you, like, where you from? So I know that you came from LA.
Yeah.
So what was life like growing up in LA?
A lot different than out here. Well, than from what I've seen so far, at least. It's kind of what you picture it. Hollywood, people all over the place. The people that actually are in the industry,
Mm-hmm.
and then the people that just act like they're in this year. The people that just act big time. But it's really cool, man. It's a cool place to grow up. There's a lot of different, you can say, little different cities inside of one big city. I guess kind of maybe how New York is.
Yeah.
So you meet a lot of characters, but it's definitely an experience growing up out there, dude.
Gotcha. All right. So what I didn't get to mention yet was well, we know you have a mobile car wash company.
Yeah.
So how did you get into mobile car washing?
So that just happened out of necessity, man. So I was early 20s, super down and out. I couldn't find a job as much as I tried. I would apply all over the place. I'd tell friends to try to hook it up, family. I just couldn't find any work. I had a baby on the way. I was going back and forth from living at my girl's mom's house and her coming to live at my mom's house. It was just a bad situation. Couldn't pay bills, so it was kind of a last resort type thing. I said, you know what? I can't find a job. I can't find anybody to hire me. So I basically went into my dad's storage. I picked up a bucket. I picked up a garden hose, and I said, fuck it. I guess I'm going to wash cars. So at least I can have money today or have money tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And yeah, it started off super small. I was charging like $10 a car. But one thing I always focused on was quality. Even from back then, I said, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this shit right.
Exactly.
So I started off, like I said, $10, always putting quality in, went through crazy headaches that we could get into later, but eventually made it to where I'm at now, where I'm putting in the work. It's still quality, but now I'm getting my time's worth. People are paying me my worth,
Mm-hmm.
you know, which, like I said, it took a lot. It was a lot of different ways, little different tweaking that I had to do to get to that point. But we're here now, man.
Exactly. What do you feel like is a key factor for you, like for you to be where you are right now?
Oh man, a lot of determination. Just having to have the work ethic, not only during the good times, not only when you actually feel like working, but on the days when you don't feel like doing shit. You have to stay in a certain mindset to keep yourself pushing. Even I personally struggle with a lot of stress, anxiety, depression. I think everybody does, but it's a different level when you're waking up depressed, knowing you have a family to feed, knowing you got bills to pay, you got your employees to pay, you got everything else going on. You have no choice but you have to do something no matter how you wake up in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So that's definitely something. There's a lot of fighting you have to do with yourself, you know?
Yeah. So how important do you feel like that drive is for people to have?
Very important. It's very important. You can't really get anywhere without the drive. How we were talking about earlier, how even people that want to start podcast that you were mentioning, that they'll hit a certain point, they won't see any progress and they'll just give up. They'll just cut it off. It's the same way with the detailing business, car washing business, every other business I've done. You have to have the fucking drive, or else you're really not gonna do anything with what you're trying to do. It's always just gonna be an idea, like we were talking about. You know, you just, like I said, same way I said, you gotta wake up and be determined. You gotta wake up with that drive, even on the days you don't want to, man. You just gotta find a way to make the magic happen. Exactly. You know,
and like for you to be able to look back, right, and you know that you were at a low point in life and they were able to find something that actually was able to bring you more than what you expected, right? Like, what advice would you give to somebody in that moment right now, where they're in the same spot as you were, where they don't know what direction to go to?
It's gonna kind of sound cheesy, but just follow your heart, follow your gut. You know, whatever your gut's telling you want to do, go out and do that. Whether it be the detailing that everybody in LA is trying to do, whether it be trying to be a musician or starting a podcast or being a videographer, whatever it is, whatever you feel like you get some kind of pleasure from doing, that's what you should go toward. To me, I wasn't getting pleasure off like washing cars and detailing cars, but I was getting pleasure off the money.
Yeah.
Off the money I was making. Even when I wasn't making too much, it was enough for me, like I said, to feed my family, to feed myself, to pay my fucking bills. That was making me happy. So that's what kept me going, you know? So once you find that in whatever you're doing, whether it's money related or not, that's enough to fucking achieve whatever you want to do, you know? Yeah.
So before the detailing, before you found out that this was going to be able to change your life in many ways, what was Moneyhardaway doing?
Fuck. Trying to figure life out, man. Trying to figure life out, dude. Bouncing job to job, trying to figure out what the fuck my purpose was in life, you know? Not only my purpose, but just how to get by from day to day. I've worked everywhere, bro. I've worked at UPS. I've worked at Pepsi. I've worked at Coca-Cola. I've been fucking security guard. I've worked everything, bro. I have a fucking TikTok where I tried to list out every job I've had. I think I went up to like 20-something jobs. Jeez. And I know I forgot some jobs, bro. So I was probably had closer to like 30 gigs. I started working when my first job was like at 13 years old. I always had like the hustle in me, you know? I was just never able to like focus it and channel it. But yeah, just trying to figure shit out, dude. Being like everybody else, teenage years, fucking around, partying, doing stupid shit. Same thing in my early 20s. Even to my late 20s. But yeah, once I really started seeing traction with the detailing company, that's when I started able to like focus my energy on something positive and trying to grow something, you know?
Yeah. And I gotta say that's amazing, the fact that you've been able to, because I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but all those skills that you learned through all these jobs that you did work, you were able to channel it into something that you love and you're doing now.
Yeah.
So do you feel like that's what happened? I don't want to speak for you.
It wasn't that obvious to me, but I did notice myself taking little things from like the Coca-Cola job and little things from even the security job and being able to throw it into my business. Even like customer service, like simple as that. You know, I did work some retail jobs, and to me, in the detailing in my company, customer service is a huge, like, it's number one.
Yeah.
I mentioned to you that a huge piece of my business is Instagram. I would say 90% of my clients throughout these last almost 10 years, they came from Instagram, from me blowing it up. But I've been able to keep that business going and get the word of mouth going and getting repeat business because of my customer service, which is some shit I took from the retail jobs and all that other stuff, you know? So there's definitely always things you can learn, whether it be from school or be from other jobs or be from friends, from family, and just apply it toward this goal you're working toward. You know, there's little things you can take that can help you out a lot, like mentally and physically, every way, man.
Yeah. Do you like? I feel like I know the answer to this question, but I want to ask it. Do you feel like social media has done something for you that if social media didn't exist, your life would be very different right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I've said this before a few times, I think, even on my own podcast. If Instagram wasn't around at that point in my life, I have no idea what I would be doing. I just saw Instagram as a huge opportunity because back then, I don't know how long you've been on Instagram, but back then it was just straight pictures. There was no video, no nothing, just straight pictures. And it was only available on iPhones. Back in the day, I couldn't afford a cell phone, bro. So what I did, I saw the opportunity on IG to be pretty much the first detailer out there trying to get his name out. So I had a fucking iPod, and whenever I would have Wi-Fi, I would make sure to post a picture. I would email myself the picture from my piece of junk Android phone to my iPod, and then I would upload from my iPod just because that's the only way I knew how to do it, you know? And I got started from there, dude. Soon I was able to get my first iPhone. I think it was like an iPhone 5 or some shit like that. And as soon as I had that, it was game on. I was like, fuck yeah, I could do this work, take my pictures, post it, and just get my name out, you know? But yeah, if social media, if IG wasn't around, I have no idea what I would be doing, because that's really how I pushed it. I put all my energy into fucking Instagram because I just knew if my shit's going to go anywhere, it's going to be through fucking Instagram, you know?
Yeah. I got to say, one, that's I feel like that's amazing. One, because there's not a lot of people, I feel like, during that time that use Instagram as a business platform.
Yeah,
a lot of them just
personal.
posted. Yeah, exactly. They posted personal pictures of themselves, and it wasn't the thought of this is gonna make me money one day. It was just like every other platform at that point, where it was just like posting a picture of yourself so everybody else can see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're already thinking of it as, all right, I can make money off of this because I see something that's gonna happen with this app that's going to change my life, which it did.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, bro.
To keep it going, right? Before detailing, was there anything that you had in mind doing, like you grew up and was like, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life?
I just knew that I wanted to hustle. Like I was willing to grind. I never knew exactly what it was. Like before detailing, my next biggest business was a clothing line. Okay. It was called On Deck for a couple of years, and then I changed it to 6'3". But I did the clothing line because back then the streetwear shit was popping. Diamond, the Hundreds, all those guys, Supreme, everything was coming up. And I was like, fuck, I see an opportunity again. So I made a fucking clothing line. It did really well for me. But where I fucked up on the clothing line was I didn't know how to spend my money. Like, I knew how to get the fucking money, but I didn't know where to put it, you know? So whenever I would put these drops out and I would sell out, I'd pay some fucking bills, and who knows what the fuck, I think I'd go to the club. I don't know what the fuck I'd do. The money would be gone. So then when it was time to re-up again, it's like, fuck, I don't have shit. Yeah. I don't have $1 to put out another hoodie, another shirt. So eventually that shit caught up to me, and the clothing line fucking died out. But if I would have done that right, I might still be fucking doing clothes to this day. I mean, I do clothes right now, but it's not my main business, you know. Now it's kind of more for fun, just because I like being creative. I like being in that space, you know.
Got you.
Even with the detailing, I get really bored because there's only so much you can do. You know, you're doing the same job over and over, and thank God I'm able to do that job and I'm able to make a living off of it. But I need to be fucking creative to just feel alive, bro. Yeah. To be honest, now to make up for it, I'm picking up fucking guitar again. I've been playing guitar for a minute, making music and shit, but now I'm doing that all over again. I'm fucking reading books and shit just because I need to keep my mind going, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like that's such a good point where, like, you were able to make something happen, right? Where it makes you money and it's making you, you know, it's making you good money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're still finding time to be creative and enjoy your time And I feel like some people get into a career where, not that it's not fun, but they don't have that leisure time where you're able to pick up a guitar and enjoy your time sometimes and find a way to be creative, whether it's make clothing or anything. So, and the fact that you're, correct me if I'm wrong, but you associate your detailing business as well as your clothing kind of like merged, because I know that your what is it? Your username is Money Hardaway. Your clothing's Money Hardaway, and you also post your detailing on there as well. I know you have a separate page for that as well, but I just love how you're able to mush it all together and figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to keep it going, like, you got into the detailing and everything, right? Where do you feel like is a point where it was one of the hardest moments when getting into detailing?
The whole beginning stages of that was really, really tough. Just because back then, back then, first off, if you thought of a car washer, period, you're thinking of a paisa Mexican making pennies to wash a fucking car at a regular car wash. It's basically somebody you look down upon. And back then, everybody was fucking looking down on me, including those fucking people, including the fellow car washer community and shit. So everybody was talking shit on me, bro. So I had those people talking shit. I didn't have nobody backing me up as far as like friends and family. They're like, what the fuck are you doing washing cars? Go get a job, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time I would meet up with an aunt or an uncle or somebody, hey, Wells Fargo's hiring, go get a job at Wells. Oh, Bank of America's hiring, why don't you go, hey, try for UPS again? And in the back of my mind I was like, nah, man, like I have to fucking do something. If I already started, and this is talking like a year in, I already started, like I have to just fucking go through with it. So not only was it tough hearing everybody's outside opinions, it was also tough on me personally, because they obviously got to me. As much as I fought them, I was still in my mind like, damn, are they fucking right? Like, what the fuck am I doing? Because even after that year, I was still not making really good money, man. I wasn't making cool money off that business until maybe I was 3 years in. So I was struggling mentally, physically. I had the fam on my back. I had my girl on my back, obviously, because she's pregnant or the baby's 1 year old, and like I had to get a real job or whatever. But at that point I just knew, man, like I'm gonna make something happen no matter what. And luckily it fucking worked out that way throughout, like I said, a lot of struggle and just a lot of what do you call it? Like,
trial and error.
Yeah, a lot of trial and error too, man. I was able to figure it out.
Yeah. And with that being said, like, how would you, what would you advise people, or what advice would you give people about outside opinions from both point of views, where outside opinions dealing with it and hearing it, as well as giving advice to the people that are giving those outside opinions?
The people that are like getting into
like
other people's business,
exactly,
and stuff?
That, and then as well as let's start off there. What advice, or like what would you tell people that are always giving outside opinions?
I'll let them just mind their business, bro. I want to say something worse, but I don't want to curse too much. I would tell them to mind their business, man, because there's going to be people like me everywhere, bro, that are trying to do their own thing, and nobody knows what they're dealing with personally, you know? So who are you to talk shit on somebody for trying to follow their dreams, pretty much, or just trying to mind their fucking business and make a fucking dollar?
Exactly.
I've never been that type of person, and I don't understand the people that are that way. Who knows what the reason is? Maybe they're unhappy with their own lives. Who the fuck knows? But I think if you have somebody in your life, let's say they are trying to fucking wash cars, even though now it's you think about somebody that's trying to wash cars, you're like, oh fuck, he wants to run a detailing business. This fool wants to make 6 figures, make Lambos, just because social media changed everything in that industry. But if it's somebody trying to make fucking hats for a living or clean houses for a living, who the fuck are you to talk shit? You know, let them do their fucking thing. They'll figure it out. If they fail, let them fail on their own. If they succeed, support them in that fucking success, you know?
And what advice would you give people who are dealing with the outside opinions?
Do your best to fucking block it all out. All the negativity, at least. Like I said, I had nothing but negativity. I would have welcomed positivity with open arms, but I didn't really get that at the beginning. I didn't start hearing these, oh, bro, you're fucking killing it. Oh, shit, bro, look at your fucking car. Oh, shit, you got this watch. Oh, shit, you got that. Until I was already fucking... Nobody had to tell me that I was killing it. I already knew I was killing it, but obviously people are gonna they're gonna hop on the bandwagon once they see you're succeeding, once they see you're making money and doing this and that, which honestly I would have rather taken all those positive comments when I fucking needed them. Now I don't fucking need them. So now if somebody is trying to compliment me, if I knew you back in the day, it doesn't mean shit to me.
Exactly.
Like, I'll accept it, but it doesn't mean shit to me at the end of the day, you know. It's just, I'll let you say it and get it off your chest. Cool, thank you, bro. Appreciate it, and it's done, you know.
Do you feel like sometimes they do it like that they don't say anything in the beginning, right? Because they're doubting you. I feel like that's a big thing. People doubt when you start something on your own.
100%.
And then do you feel like when they come back and they see your success, it's because they saw your success?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
100%.
for me, I remember posting for the first time. I surpassed 1 million accounts reached for my podcast.
Yeah.
And after it happened, I've never received so many story views in my life. Like,
really?
Yeah, on my personal page too. I received it's usually like 100, 200. This time I was like at 500-600 views on my story, and people sliding up, congratulations, or I knew, you know what I mean? And I just found that weird.
I knew you'd get it one day.
I just found that weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I talked about it with a guest I had on my podcast, bro. He says the same shit. It's like, but he also brought up a point where sometimes these people, they're congratulating you after all this time because they want something in return.
Exactly.
They want something off you. So maybe these people congratulating you right now, they're keeping an eye on you for when you hit another certain number. They're like, hey, bro, bring me on the fucking podcast.
Exactly.
You know, shout me out or whatever the fuck, you know? Which then it's going to be up to you. All right, yeah, this was cool. Bring him in, or nah, fuck you, bro. Yeah. You were talking shit like a couple months ago.
Exactly. But, so to continue on, like, how does it feel to know that this all started from a bucket?
It's crazy to think about, honestly, because I don't think about it. I don't really think about it until someone asks me like how everything got started. And it's really hard to kind of imagine how I was able to make it happen off of just the fucking bucket.
Yeah.
The car I drive, where I get to live, the fact that I'm taking care of the fam, like, it's almost, I don't know, dude. I really can't go back and tell you I did this and that exactly to make this happen. I'm still kind of like, fuck, like, I did it, you know?
Like, and, you know, one thing I can say is that I hope and I can get to where you're at some point in my life, because the fact that you were able to make nothing out of something is like the most beautiful part about it. Because after hearing all those opinions, after hearing that you're like people telling you you're not going to make it, and knowing that behind your back they're probably like, he's doing something stupid, he's not really doing something that's going to actually make him money, and like, you know, there's always going to be those opinions, and you were able to surpass and get past those really hard times. Because I tell people the same thing. I'm in my beginning stages, and the hardest part are these stages where you're not making any money, and you're going to have to sometimes accommodate some people, but there's going to be a time where it's all going to come back full circle, and you're gonna be like, I did it. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, one, I'm a big fan of your work. Like, I've looked at your Instagram, and it's truly amazing to see like where it all started and how you were able to get to where you are now. So that's amazing. So to go and talk about the things that you have done with detailing, what are some obstacles you've had to face when detailing?
When doing like the actual job?
When doing the actual job, or like finding and networking with people?
Well, a big thing is learning how to deal with certain customers. They say not all money is good money, not all business is good business. That's something in this industry specifically you really have to learn, because like I said, the way people looked at me back then, let's say I charged $20 for a wash, they're gonna look me up and down, they're gonna look at my old truck, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna give this fool $10 and he's gonna take it. And back then I would take it because I needed those fucking $10. But eventually I was getting to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to take those $10 as much as I fucking need them. Why? Because this motherfucker is going to keep trying
to jip you.
He's going to keep trying to jip me. He's going to tell his homies, hey, bro, he charges 20, but he's going to do it for 10. That as soon as I started saying no to those fucking people, that's when I really started seeing growth and progress. That's when I stopped feeling bad turning business away, because I knew in my mind, nah, this is bad business. And this goes down to even the guys that were coming through with Lamborghinis and Ferraris. Dude, I've turned down a lot of people. There's even celebrities that I won't fuck with that I'll turn away just because I know how they are. They'll either trying to get like a free wash, trying to get a discount wash, or they're just not respecting me or my team when we pull up to their house. I'm a huge guy. I'm huge on fucking respect. Back then, like I said, I used to take people's disrespect because I needed money, I needed work. But as soon as I saw my worth, like I said, I have the luxury of picking and choosing now who my clients are. Which I'm thankful for, like I said. But that's something big that people need to realize, because a lot of people get stuck. I train guys as well. I do one-on-one calls. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did.
I'll train detailers. I've trained guys from New Jersey, from Miami, from New York, Texas, all over the place, and they get stuck there. They're like, oh, bro, I'm charging $40, but I want to charge $60. How do I do it? I'm like, well, raise your price. Oh no, but my customer won't pay the 60. They won't pay the 70. Well, that's not your future customer. So I tell them, learn how to weed them out. Every time you raise your price, change your new price on the website. As soon as you get a new client on your new price, drop one off your old price. You get another one on your new price, drop one off your old price. Because a lot of times these old clients, they're not willing to pay the extra $10-$20. So after every $10-$20, I have to drop them, or they drop themselves. They're like, you know what, bro, thank you so much, but it's too much. Or I'm the one saying that, you know? And if you don't learn how to do that the right way, you're just going to knock down all your business by trying to be too greedy too fast, or you're going to be stuck at these $20, $30, $40 washes, everybody getting a discount because they know they could get a discount and take advantage of you, you know? So you got to kind of learn that. That's one of the things you just trial and error, you just figure out, you know?
Yeah. So I would like if you could go into like giving advice to, so I like that you mentioned good business versus bad business, because I feel like there are some people that, like you said, they get greedy very quickly, that they believe that they should be getting paid this amount right off the bat. But you have to build those connections. You have to continue to get clientele. You know what I mean? So I feel like not about money, but I feel like I've had the luxury of, now that, because in the beginning, like you were saying, those $10, to me, if we were to put it in a podcasting point of view, I was taking anybody to get on podcast. Like, yo, just come on. Like, whatever you're doing, if you had a passion, just let's get on. I don't care how many followers you got. Let's do it. Now that I've been able to gain the amount of followers that I have been, I've no longer needed to contact anybody. Everybody's contacting me now, which is amazing. And, you know, I have the luxury of being able to be like, I don't really think that this is going to benefit me in any way. You know what I mean? And I can pick and choose. What advice would you give to somebody that doesn't know when to make those decisions, when they're to say no to that $10?
Oh, it's a gut feeling when you know, like, this shit's not good enough for me. You know, it just, honestly, for me, it would come out of nowhere, man. It's not something that I saw for myself in the future. It was just when I did enough of these discount washes, I was like, nah, man, it's time to fucking move up. And then when I moved from 40, I got the same feeling at 40, moved up to 60. I got the same feeling at 60, moved up to 80, until now we're starting off at $90 for our most basic service. And I feel we're good right there right now. You know, I don't get that good feeling like we're not charging enough for our time. This isn't worth our time. But who knows, if it comes, if I get that feeling again, I'm a fucking do it again. You'll know at the end of the day. You like I said, you'll feel it in your gut when shit's worth it for you and it's not worth it for you anymore, you know.
And how important to you, or like, how important is knowing your worth?
Very important, or else, at least in my opinion, you're wasting your time. There's a lot of guys. And you have to know your worth. You really have to know your worth. You can't jump the gun. There's a lot of guys that they'll start off first year, not even first year, first couple months. I'm charging $100 for a wash. You know, they'll be charging more than me, which is no fucking problem. If you can do it, you can do it. But then they'll be talking to me, bro, I'm fucking slow as hell. Like, and I'm like, how much you charging? $100. Well, there's your fucking problem, bro. The whole world's not gonna want to pay $100. There's enough people in the world that will pay $100, but you don't have those fucking people. You gotta go get those fucking people. You gotta build that group. You gotta get the word out of your business. You gotta get people talking about you, either on social media or just people knowing, hey, X guy does an amazing job. You know, you can't just, like I said, bro, I started at $10. I moved up by 5 all the way up to $90.
Okay.
Because I built up that clientele. I had enough people around me I had enough demand for my service that I could charge the $90 and not lose any business.
Yeah.
And like I said, people jump the gun. They'll raise the price too fast, or they'll just start off at a high ass price. Maybe your wash is the shit, but nobody knows you're the shit, bro. So you have to fucking build it up. You know, you have to build it up to that point.
Okay. And when it comes to, you know, mobile car washing, and then making sure that your social media content comes out when it needs to come out, to, you know, raising, you know, your daughter and your family and everything, how do you balance all of it?
That's hard. That's hard, man. That's something I'm barely honestly learning to do, because back in the day I was very focused on my business. My whole life was my business. I had my daughters, my beautiful daughter. I had my wife. I had all these important things around me, but business was fucking priority, like no matter what. And there's a lot of shit that I missed in my daughter's life, in my family life, that I fucking regret because I put business and money first. And it wasn't until recently that I started noticing, like, fuck, dude, yes, making money is cool, making money is important, having a business is cool, it's important, but there has to be something more. There has to be more to life than just this fucking business shit. And for me to say that, if you would have met me fucking 2, 3, 4 years ago, I would never say some shit like that, bro. I was just, nah, fuck that business. Fuck that. Homie wants to kick it. Nah, bro, work. And like I said, it's shit that now that I'm kind of grown, now that I've been through a lot, I'm kind of slowing down, honestly. Not to say the business is slowing down, but I myself am slowing down to enjoy the little things.
Yeah.
And you gotta kind of check yourself. I think everybody, no matter what industry you're in, even you, whenever the podcast gets to a certain point, you're gonna be obsessed with it. It's just gonna happen naturally. You're gonna be like, oh fuck, now I gotta go. Now I'm going to LA. Now I'm going over here. I gotta interview this guy and da da da. And there's gonna be a point where you're gonna be sitting on the couch like we're sitting, bro, and you'll be like, damn. is this do I feel complete? Pretty much. You're gonna ask yourself that. And if you do, cool. If you don't, you're gonna be like me, and I'll be like, nah, bro, I gotta figure some other shit out too. You know?
And so I have to say, like, I posted a video kind of similar to what you just said right now. An individual by the name Inkman B. If you ever want a tattoo by him, let me know. I'll hit him up.
Yeah.
Inkman B, I posted a video of him, and he spoke about the same thing. He started tattooing at 14 years old and was able to tattoo Fetty Wap, Fabio Foreign, and a whole bunch of different celebrities at a young age. He tattooed Fetty Wap at 16.
Shit.
Yeah, so, and because he grew up in Patterson, and Fetty Wap was from Patterson, so he was able to make something work out.
Yeah.
But he mentioned that, like, all his life, all he did was work. Work was his main focus. He didn't care about hanging out, doing anything like that. And it came to a point where he's at right now. He's only 23 years old and was able to do so many things in his life because of starting at such a young age. And he feels like he's missed out on a lot, where like he's missed out on hanging out in high school and being able to do certain things from high school, or like partying right out of high school. And he said, like, yeah, it's not important to be doing, but I missed out on some of the fun aspects of life because I was so driven in my work.
Yeah.
I posted that on Instagram, and people completely turned it and was like, yo, he's trying to make it seem like he's trying to keep us poor and him rich and shit like that. What? Yeah, like, and to hear that from you, I feel like it's like, it just shows that, like, yes, when you're in the, I guess, like, the I feel like there's a point when you start doing anything in life where this is the moment that there's no other choice. You're either going to make it or you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
And you have to drive to get there. You have to work, and sometimes you're going to have to miss out on some of those little things to get to where you are right now, right?
Yeah.
And that's the sacrifice in all of this. So I feel like sometimes on social media they don't see that, where they just think, oh, he's being lazy. He would rather party than go get the money. But his whole life he was about that. He just missed out on those parts. So to bring it all together, how important to you are those little things?
Now they're everything. Like I mentioned to you earlier, I don't know if we were recording already, just picking up the guitar. I've had my guitars sitting there for years collecting dust, bro, throughout all the time I was working. And you can say that about, like, a lot of other shit. Like, I would be present, but my mind would always be on work.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we were talking about traveling earlier too when we were eating. That's another big thing for me too, is in my mind, like I said, I've been doing this almost 10 years. From the beginning, I told myself, if I'm ever going to travel, it's going to be after I've made it. Mm-hmm. After I hit X amount of money, $1 million a year, stupid shit. And when I realized about all these little things that mattered to me, I was like, you know what, fuck that. I'm not going to wait. I've worked hard enough. Yes, I'm going to keep working, but I deserve some fucking time to myself too. I deserve some time with my family too. That's why I fell in love with that little town, Sayulita, and going to Mexico and doing this shit and doing that. Because that not only does it help mentally, it's also like a refresh when you fucking take that little trip. Even if it's like my daughter told you, we like going to Vegas. Yeah. Even going to Vegas, bro, it's like a refresh. As soon as you get back, you're like, oh, fuck yeah, I could take the next step to do whatever, you know? All that little shit it's very fucking important. But that's also me saying it after I've put in all these fucking years of work. So I think if you were to ask me that and I had just started my business, it might have been something different. Like I told you, back then I used to be different. So I would back then I would probably told you the small shit doesn't fucking matter to me. It's just work. But now that I've matured, now that I'm fucking older, I realize that the little shit does fucking matter, like a lot.
I gotta say, one, it's very refreshing to hear, and I feel like it's also honorable that you were able to admit that, where like you can say that before it was just work, which there's nothing wrong with that either. Yeah. But to be able to say that, you know, you missed out on things like for your kids that you wish you would have been there for, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I feel like there's a lot of parents who can't say that, or like they're too prideful, and to be able to say like, you know, like I missed out on this, but I'm not gonna tell them that bothered me, or like I'm not gonna I guess like kind of give them the satisfaction of knowing that they know I messed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
So I feel like that's really great that you're able to do that too.
Yeah, and that pride thing, pride is a motherfucker, man. And I don't know if I still am, but I used to be like super proud. Yeah. It would be hard for me to admit that I was wrong about anything. But now again, it's another thing I fucking learned, and it's okay to fucking be wrong. It's okay to like drop your guard and admit your mistakes and shit. You know, it's just being fucking human.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And like I said, I don't know why back then it was such a big issue to me, but now I've just learned to let shit go. You know, what happened happened, and all you can do is just be better from today on. You know, every day or whenever possible.
Gotcha. No, and that's completely true, bro. To continue on and like I know that we spoke about like the obstacles you faced and the trial and errors and everything, but now that you're able to get to where you're at now, what is it like to, you know, be where you're at, where you've been able to get clients like what we spoke about before, like Chief Keef and the all these celebrities, like what was that feeling like? And I don't know if we spoke about this off camera, but who was the first person that you got contacted by and was like ecstatic when you were just like, what the fuck?
The first person, oh man, this is gonna suck because my memory is so fucking bad. but Chief Keef was a big one. Probably all the fucking celebrities. Obviously, ended up working. I work now with The Weeknd. That shit fucking caught me off guard.
Yeah.
And the only way I found out, because remember I told you it's usually management that hits me up. So this manager hit me up. He's his house manager. And if you guys don't know, when you're fucking balling, you have a house manager. These house managers, they manage your house like a fucking business.
That's crazy.
Like, that's their job, bro. When you have a lot of these clients I got, I used to always see people walking around, certain people, it's a fucking house manager, a house team. You get me? For like 3-4 story, $1 million, whatever houses. Anyways, he hit me up. I had already worked with this house manager at Jonas Brothers' house. Anyways, he hit me up. He didn't tell me who he was working for obvious reasons. They want to be safe whenever they can. So he sent me the address. And I was like, I know where this fucking address is. It's in fucking, high-end Beverly Hills area. Yeah. I fucking Google the address, and the first thing you see is Weeknd bought this house for, some crazy fucking number. I was like, oh, fuck. We're going to, like, the Weeknd's crib, And, that one was crazy. That one it's not just crazy because of who he is, but just his whole fucking estate is insane. His cars are insane. It's dope as fuck. When we go there to work, I feel like I'm on vacation. Like, it's just staring like, oh fuck, like this shit's fucking sick, But yeah, you can say that with a lot of people. A lot of celebrities, but there's also the celebrities too that you kind of meet them and you kind of disappointed, like, oh, this fool's like this. Like, damn, that fucking sucks, like they let you down and shit. And then there's the guys that are just completely fucking dicks, which I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck how big of a celebrity you are. I don't know if we're recording either. I won't take work if people disrespect us. Like, I don't care who you are, how much you pay. If you don't respect me or my team, then we're not working.
Yeah. And like, I feel like one thing, let me know how you feel about it. You're Hispanic, right? Yeah. And I feel like a lot of, like you were saying, like the what is looked at as a car, for example, what car washing back when you were starting was Mexicans trying to get pennies and everything. Yeah. And for you to be Mexican and be able to put on for other Hispanics, not even just Mexicans, and show that you've been able to create something out of nothing, how does that feel to put on for like your people?
It feels really good, to be honest, man. And I mean, I guess in the back of my mind, I did it for that reason, but now I really put it out there for, all Hispanics, Mexicans, Salvadoran, Guatemalan, Puerto Rican, Nicaraguan, everybody that we can fucking do it too, bro. And we're already hard workers by nature, bro. We're already we're probably the hardest workers out there. We just got to put a brain behind that. We got to work, like we said earlier, work smarter, not harder. You can work hard as fuck too, but you got to be smart about what you do too. Find your ways to level yourself up, because I've never claimed to be, on my detailing business, I've never claimed to be a better detailer than the next guy. Matter of fact, the next guy could do just as good a job as me. Who knows, even better. But I was smarter about it. I branded myself. The way I presented myself on social media, the way I record my videos, the way I take my pictures, the way I edit, the way everything. That was me putting my brain behind it and saying, yeah, it's a simple ass car wash at the end of the day, but I can make it look like something more. I can make it look like something bigger.
Exactly.
You know? And that's what I think people should learn. And it's not some shit you need to go to school for. I'm a fucking college dropout. But anybody could fucking do it, no matter your fucking education, where the fuck you come from. But I just think we should put more, I'm just going to use the word pressure because I can't think of a better word. We should put more pressure on ourselves to just be bigger people, be I don't know how to say it, bro. Just to try to bring our whole fucking, like, the whole raza for everybody, fucking teach each other how to hustle, teach each other, hey, read this book, hey, watch this fucking video, hey, you could learn something from this. Because there's also the people in our community that they're very selfish. And this is something that I learned too when I was trying to come up. Whether people were intimidated by me or not, they didn't like sharing information with me. I don't remember if you told me something like this too. I'm not sure if it was you, but whenever I ask them, hey bro, so how'd you wax this fucking car? How do you do a fucking paint correction? How do you do this? Leave me on red. Like, they didn't give a fuck, you know? Even when it wasn't business related, just trying to talk to somebody, bro, how'd you get your fucking money? Or I don't know, bro, like, not asking for help, but just trying to
learn.
Yeah, trying to fucking learn. And people were like, what do you call it, gatekeeping. They didn't want to share their information. I was like, fuck it, I guess if I'm gonna learn shit, it's gonna be on my own. Where I'm the complete fucking opposite. As soon as I learned what I was doing to a certain point where I thought I could teach it, I've taught. Like, I have no problem giving fucking people advice. It has gotten to a point now where there's so many people hitting me up that I'm like, all right, like, I want to help you. I want to keep helping you guys out, but my time's not free anymore. You know, I have to fucking, you want to hear my advice? I'll help blow you the fuck up to whatever you want to do. But there's going to be a fee or whatever now, you know? But if it's something small, or if we're homies or whatever, fool, ask me whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck, dude. Come up with me, you know? Let's help each other out.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, there's just a lot of people don't see that shit. Yeah. I don't know.
And how important to you is that like that helping hand to pass knowledge on to the next person?
It's important to me now. It's important for me to share my information. Me getting information from other people now obviously isn't a big fucking deal to me anymore, because to this point I've learned everything on my own. I've had people give me certain advices here and there. Yeah. But never to where they were doing the work for me. So I've learned to do everything on my own. But I'm big on helping people save their time and energy to get to where I'm at. So if it took me almost 10 years to get to where I'm at, I want to cut that in half for you, you know? Which I definitely can do. It's just people have to be willing to fucking take that advice and run with it and do something with it. Because there's also people that I've spent hours upon hours on, and I'm talking about people that are closer to me that are asking me for advice. I'll give them all the advice in the world, but I'm not going to do the work for them. And then they don't end up doing the work for themselves, so they don't do shit. So now they got everything in their mind on how to be whatever, a 6-figure fucking business or a millionaire in the future or whatever, and they're still not doing shit. Yeah. Which that's the toughest for me to see. I hate seeing that shit, especially when I know these people personally, man. It sucks to see it, and I've I've put so much energy into these people sometimes to where I feel I'm pushing them too much. I'm like, you know what, I gotta back the fuck up. If they're not gonna do it on their own, let me just leave them alone, you know. So I just kind of stare from afar, like, damn, dude, I wish you were doing this and this with your life, but what the fuck can I do?
Exactly.
You know.
And some things I feel like you like, especially with people. I feel like I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like for myself and you, like, we have to get an understanding, or we had to find an understanding of it's out of our control. It's out of our hands. You know what I mean? And as much as it hurts and as much as it pains us to see people who we genuinely care about not be able to do the things that, you know, like, that we know they can do, it does suck. But at the same time, it's like, it's out of our hands. There's not much we can do.
Yeah.
Because like you said, we're not going to do the work for you.
Yeah.
And some people, like you said, they're not willing to put in that work. Some people don't have that in them to go and, I guess, like, they don't have that drive to go and take that next step to get to where they need to be.
Yeah.
And especially, I feel like sometimes it comes from a place that isn't genuine sometimes. Where, like, I could be completely wrong, but I feel like there's people out there that, like, they see that you made it, right? And they're like, all right, he made it. I can do that too. How did he do it? Because if he was able to do it, it can't be that hard. I feel like some people are like that, where it's just like, he did it. Okay, let me just do that too, because he already knows how to do it. I got to plug in. He's going to help me out through everything. But that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
Like you said, you learned everything on your own. No problem giving knowledge out so that you can do it. But all I'm going to do is give you knowledge. I had to get this on my own.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't easy. Like, everybody makes this. And I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but with social media and everything, people believe that posting is easy and, like, editing is easy and being consistent and managing the consistency of your business and also doing the things behind closed doors as well.
Yeah.
They find that those Instagram posts or the TikToks, YouTube shorts, that they find them easy. What would you say to people, or, like, what would you advise people that it's actually like behind closed doors with all the things that you have going on?
Bro, what you just said is all of LA right now. It's all of LA. Everybody that is getting into social media or wanting to be a YouTuber or whatever, it's just LA's crawling with these fucking people right now. But a lot of them don't have that fucking work ethic. They do think it's easy, so they're borrowing money from their parents or whatever the fuck they're doing, coming out to LA, be like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna be a TikToker, I'm gonna be a YouTuber, and they don't end up doing it. It's tough. It's another full-time job. And people don't get it. Editing video is a full-time job on its own. Filming the video is a full-time job on its own. Fucking everything behind the scenes, putting captions in your fucking videos, all that shit. It's a full-time fucking gig, and people just don't see it. A perfect example is the detailing business. I always, at least back in the day more so, I used to post nothing but the results. So all you would see is a dope-ass McLaren, a dope-ass Lamborghini, dope-ass Ferrari, right? Once in a while, I'll post on Instagram that we're hiring. I'll have the whole fucking world hitting me up, obviously, right? Because they want to work with these celebrities and on these cars and whatever. I'll get these kids, I'll bring them in, I'll start training them, I'll start talking to them, letting them know how serious shit really is, that it's a real fucking legit business. And then I'll show them, hey, we're actually washing cars, we're cleaning, we're fucking cleaning wheels, we're fucking blow drying, we're vacuuming, we're getting sweaty, we're out in the fucking sun. And right away they'll be like, oh fuck, like, this is a real job, you know? They just see the IG, the nice and shiny shit, and they're like, fuck yeah, I can do this. And it's that's not what it is at all, man. It's all fucking work at the end of the day, dude. Whether it's washing cars or whether it's fucking filming video, whether it's making a fucking podcast, it's all fucking work, and it's all hard work.
Exactly.
And it's not for everybody, man. So people are welcome to try all this shit out, but nothing's guaranteed, man, unless you guys are gonna be fucking pushing hard, you know?
Exactly. We are getting close to the end of the podcast. There's a few questions I want to ask that everybody gets asked, right? So, what is it that wakes you up every morning to do what you do today?
Right now, it's my family. Right now, it's my family, man. Like I said before, and I have to admit, it was just fuck, get money, get money, get money. Now it's the little things. Now it's my family. Now it's being able to afford to send her to her jujitsu classes, and swimming classes are coming up, and the clothes we're about to go fucking get. All that stuff. That's really what makes me happy. Going on this trip in the first place, being able to bring her along. Um, it's all that stuff right now that wakes me up in the morning, dude.
Got you.
The small things are what wakes me up
In
in
the
the morning
morning.
right now. Yeah.
And isn't it crazy that it came kind of full circle where like you were like, nah, fuck the little shit, it's all work, and I was like, not fuck work, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's like
yeah.
I got love for work. It's bringing me what I need to do, but it's also bringing me time. It's giving me the time that I need to do the little things now.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So what advice would you give to somebody, or a kid that has a dream or a passion, or even a kid that doesn't know where they're going in life? What advice would you give them?
Just to go with their gut, dude. And I think at the end of the day, even if you're really confused, even if you have 10 different options in front of you as far as what you want to do or just things that you think would make you successful, I think in your gut, you know, out of those 10 choices, which one's the choice you want to go with.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one you should go with. And I don't give a fuck what it is. You can make money off anything. And not only can you make money, you can be very successful off literally anything. And if social media hasn't showed you that shit yet, then you're sleeping. But whatever your gut's telling you to fucking do, go out and do it. And as much as fucking people tell you that you can't or that you're not, prove them fucking wrong and go get it.
Got you. Two more.
Yeah.
So which I implemented this one recently. I know I told you off camera. What do you want to tell your future self?
Oh shit, dude! Even when you told me this earlier, I didn't know the answer.
No.
I thought it was a good ass question. I didn't know the answer. I don't know, man. Maybe that I'm proud. Maybe that I'm proud of how far you've come, all the stuff you've been through, the stuff you made it out of. Hopefully you're an even better person now, an even better father, even better businessman. And yeah, man. Hopefully you're happy.
Okay. Last but not least,
Yeah.
what do you want the world to know about Money Hardaway?
That I'm a hustler, man. That I'm a fucking hustle. At the end of the day, no matter where you put me at in the world, no matter you leave me with $0, with $10, $20, I'm gonna make something out of it. I'm gonna fucking grind. I'm gonna hustle, and I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So that is the end of the podcast. Last but not least, this is now your opportunity. The camera's all yours. If there's anything you want to say, anyone you want to shout out, any advice you want to give, anything that you want to mention that wasn't mentioned before, this is your opportunity.
Well, I want to shout out my family first. They've put up with me through a lot. My girl has put up with a lot. My daughters have put up with a lot. And I just want to thank them for sticking with me. Shout out to all the people hustling. Shout out to everybody out there trying to work hard, trying to get theirs. Again, go with your gut feeling. I don't care if you're working at Target, you're working at Costco, wherever the fuck you're working. If you see something more for yourself, go out and get it. Follow your dreams, as corny as that sounds and as impossible as it may seem. If you put in the work every fucking day, you'll get to where you want to be. That's it. Just put in the fucking work. Start today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for next fucking week. Don't wait to have a certain amount of money in the bank. Just fucking start today. Just go, man. Just go.
All right, cool. So that is the end. I'm gonna go ahead and do my outro. I want to say I appreciate you, Money Hardaway, for coming on. It means a lot that, like, even though you've never been to New York, that this was something that you decided to do on your way here. I find it crazy. You're the first person to ever fly out to ever do a podcast with me. I feel like we're definitely gonna stay in contact after this. Whenever I'm in LA, we're definitely gonna chill.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, man, I appreciate you for coming. This has been amazing. This is the Community Pod. If you're watching on YouTube, please put on post notifications, leave a like, comment, let me know something that you enjoyed during the podcast. If you're watching on any audio platforms, please leave a review. It means more to me and to the actual platform itself more than you think. It allows people to reach me, and allows my podcast to get more of a reach. So I'd appreciate if you do. And last but not least, if you are new here, welcome to the Community Pod, and we're out. Peace.
Hell yeah, man.